So, what's going on with everybody? So, look, I want to say this before I start off this episode. I don't usually let my fans post me on YouTube, but my full podcast episodes and my music is on the Spoon app, which is SPOON, and it's at the App Store. But I want to say this shit. We're not in the year of 2024. So when I'm talking about Northwest Kim Kardashian daughter, I'm talking about 16 years into the future, which means she would be 14 years old. She is not the age that you think she is. I'm 16. So that would make it pretty damn legal for us to date and do everything I'm going to talk about in this story. Now, if you're also so stupid that you can't understand what I'm saying, then don't ask no dumbass questions because you clearly can see what I'm saying. I'm saying it clearly so you can understand it. If you cannot understand it, then you are very fucking stupid. That means that you should stop smoking and drinking and get some brain cells put back in your brain so you can understand what I'm saying to you. Because it's not that fucking hard, you know? Anyway, if you're a person that's easily triggered, which I think a lot of people is, don't listen to this episode. It is definitely not for you. I'm telling you that it's not for you. If you easily get mad and upset, then don't listen to it. I'm giving you a chance to bow out now. Anyway, let's get into this episode of Thuggin' and Clutching. So, anyway, so I remember I was with, I was with my wife. No, I was with Northwest, and I was over Kylie Jenner house, and me and Kylie Jenner are, basically dating and stuff. I was like, Kylie, I had to ask you something. She's like, you had to ask me something? What? About what? I'm like, the dude that played on the new movie, the Wonka movie? She's like, yeah, what about him? I'm like, then you used to date him? She's like, yeah, I used to date him. I'm like, so what happened? It's like, are you asking me, that we used to date while we were having sex? I'm like, yeah. It's like, no, he was already broken up. I'm like, oh, for real? It's like, yeah. I'm like, so why y'all break up? She's like, I don't know. He was accusing me of cheating and sleeping with some rapper called Finesse. I'm like, Finesse 2 times? She's like, yeah, I'm like, I mean, I met him a couple of times. She's like, first of all, that he is not my type. Like, he is definitely not my type. I don't know why would he even think that. When people first of all, when somebody puts your name in a song, it's only a damn song. Really, you really shouldn't take that shit seriously. But it's like, he thought that I was doing something with him, and I was telling him that I wasn't. I don't know about Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know if he's smashing Megan Thee Stallion. That's her business. But I know for me, personally, I ain't got time for all of that bullshit. I have kids. I'm a fucking mother. I don't have time to be doing all of that weird shit that they into. So, no. I'm telling him the truth, like, no, nothing's going on. But he ain't listening to me. So we broke up. Because I can see, obviously, he wasn't trusting me. So if you're not trusting me, then what the fuck am I going to sit there and be with somebody that don't clearly trust me? Like, when we having sex, you clearly going to be thinking about me fucking somebody else. So it's like, I ain't got time for that. And then every day of our relationship, you're going to keep asking me that same shit. And I'm the type of girl that I get frustrated really fucking quick. Especially when you ask me a question that I already gave you an answer to. So it's like, no. I told him no. Like, and then he did it for like a week straight. We didn't break up right then and there. We broke up like a week later. Because he kept asking me every day. And I kept saying the same thing. Like, no, I'm not doing anything with him. Then he was like, well, why he keep putting you in his songs? Like, he keep putting you in his music. And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe he got a crush on me. But I don't want him. Like, I do not want him. And I've been blocked Finesse from even trying to slide up in my DMs. So he cannot find me on no platform. I'm not interested in no fucking Finesse. So I don't know what he thinking, but whatever. But we broke up. And then he just found out that you got me pregnant. So now he mad. I'm like, you mad because I moved on? Whatever. Like, ugh. So I'm like, well, you don't want him back, do you, babe? It's like, no. Of course not. I'm in love with you. Like, for real. Like, I'm really, really into you. You don't want my sister back, do you? I'm like, who, Kim's like, yeah, Kim. I'm like, no, I don't want her back. It's like, you better not. What is you doing with my little niece? Like, why do you and Northwest be going off doing stuff? Like, I don't know what the hell be going on with y'all two, but she don't want me in the room. Like, where the hell y'all be going at? Because it's like y'all disappear in this house. I'm like, we just be hanging out. She's like, oh, well, you are around her damn age. She's like 14. I'm like, she 13. She's like, well, 13, whatever. She's still about to be 14 and you 16. So you kind of could date her and get away with it if you wanted to. You could actually date her. I'm like, I know I could date her. I mean, yeah, it's like, you haven't thought about that, have you? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, dating my niece. I'm like, she's like, what you mean? You mean, So me and her had sex. We did our thing. I tore her ass up. Kylie Jenner is my baby. And so I just remember, I go in the room with Northwest, and she was on the phone with her friends and stuff. She's like, girls, what are y'all talking about? So they're like, you've been spending too much time with David. Don't think we haven't noticed. I mean, yeah, we know he a big celebrity and all that stuff, and he can sing, and he definitely can sing. I mean, he got a voice with him. Like, don't get me wrong. She was like, I'm in his band. She's like, you are not in his band. She was like, yes, I am. I'm going on tour with him and stuff. She's like, yeah, I was looking at your socials. She's like, and she was like, and you and David was a little bit too close, like y'all dating. She's like, and if we were dating, what's the crime in that? I mean, I am a girl and I'm 13 years old and David's 16. That's a 3 years difference. What's really the problem if we were dating? So she like, nothing would be the problem, but I'm just saying, like, y'all was just a little bit too close on your social media account. She's like, which fucking platform did you see this shit on? She's like, Instagram. She's like, oh, so you was just sneaking around on my shit. She was like, first of all, I follow you. We're friends. So when you post something, I'm automatically going to see it. She was like, I don't have to snoop around and do anything. So she's like, all right, well, so you saw it. So is it the end of the world because you saw me and David all snuggled up? So she like, North, I'm just saying, your mother would kill you if you and David was doing something. She's like, who said she gonna find out? So she's like, but didn't you say you was going to a red carpet with David? She's like, yeah, so. She's like, and your mother looks at those red carpets. So if she see you with David, what you think she gonna say? Didn't she used to date David? And ain't she pregnant with David babies? And ain't he kind of like dating Kylie Jenner now? So she's like, he is dating Kylie Jenner. But first of all, let's make one thing straight. My mother do not control anything I do. She knows that I'm in a band, and I already told her that me and David is going as friends. She doesn't know that he's my boyfriend. She was like, so he is your boyfriend. Y'all aren't dating. She's like, yeah, we're dating. So she's like, well, you better hope your mother don't find out. She's like, and what my mother gonna do if she do find out? You gonna snitch on me? Because it sound like you about to snitch. She's like, I'm not about to do anything. She's like, well, if you ain't about to do any damn thing, then don't say nothing about it. So she's like, what you mean? She's like, stop bringing it up. Stop bringing this shit up on the phone if you ain't gonna fucking do anything about it. She's like, you want me to? You want me to go tell your mother? Because I'll call her up right now and tell her. She's like, go ahead and tell her if you're a damn snitch. If you're a snitch, go ahead and tell her. I don't deal with snitches, just to let you know. So if you snitch on me, just let you know I'm not talking to you anymore. So she's like, ain't nobody gonna snitch on you. She's like, okay, well, I gotta go. So she hang up the phone. She's like, hey, David, that was my stupid friends. I'm like, oh, no, they ain't stupid. It's like, oh, no, they are stupid. I'm like, okay. It's like, but anyway, I was very curious to know. I'm like, what? She was like, how long does it take for one of your girls to get pregnant? When you like impregnate one of your little girlfriends, we are dating. I'm like, yeah, we are dating. She's like, so how long does that take? Give or take or two. I'm like, what the hell that means? She's like, it means because your sperm is not normal, how long does it take for it to, do his thing. I'm like, oh, I get what you're saying. It's like, yeah, how long does it take? So I'm like, it's a really good question. She's like, yeah, it's a damn good question. So I'm like, well, I would have to say it doesn't take like a normal pregnancy. So it would be kind of like in and out. She's like, what do you mean? What do you mean like in and out? I'm like, I mean like you'll be like girls that I date, if I get them pregnant, they'll be pregnant but don't even know they're pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like they already would be pregnant. I can fuck a girl and she'll be pregnant probably like the first day that I fuck her. And she just won't know that she actually is pregnant until she take a pregnancy test. She like, oh, okay. Do you think I should take a pregnancy test? I'm like, why is that? She's like, because, I really think I should take one. I'm like, why is that? She's like, because I skipped my period. I was supposed to come on my period today, and I haven't came on my period today. I'm like, you know your schedule? She's like, what, when I come on my period? You mean my cycle? I'm like, yeah, you know it? She's like, of course I know it. It's my body. And I'm like, wait, when did you get on your period? It's like, I started getting my period when I was 12. I'm 13 and I know my cycle. And trust me, I'm not on my period, like at all. And that's weird. Like this is the day that I'm supposed to be on my period and nothing's coming out. I don't see no blood. I don't see anything. I'm like, so what are you saying? It's like, I'm saying that I might be knocked up, David. I'm like, okay, you think so? It's like, David, I think that the way you fuck me, I think it's definitely a possibility that I can be pregnant. I think that could be possible. So I remember she takes a pregnancy test because you can like in the future you can take a pregnancy test on your phone. You don't really have to necessarily like buy a pregnancy test. So she took the pregnancy test on her phone and she's like, this the real deal too. This just like the ones you would get out of the store. I'm like, uh-huh. She's like, well, we can have sex while we wait. So we have sex, I'm beating it up or whatever. And I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I don't pull out when I'm having sex with Northwest. I'm gonna keep it real. I definitely keeps it in there. So, after we was done, she kind of looked over at her phone. She's like, I'm gonna have to wash this phone off. Good thing it's waterproof. I'm like, well, what it say? She's like, hold on, I'm trying to look at the answer now. Oh my God. I'm like, what? She's like, oh my God. I'm like, why do you keep saying, oh my damn God? Why you keep saying that? It's like, I'm pregnant. I'm like, it says it right here. And it's the real deal too. This ain't no cheap pregnancy test. This the real shit. I'm like, so wait. She's like, David, there's no damn wait. I'm pregnant. I'm like, she's like, and it adds up too. I mean, David, like, think about it. I ain't come on my damn period. It's not a damn coincidence that I'm not on my period. I'm like, so it's like, so what? You wasn't pulling out. And I told you I wasn't on birth control when we started. So I'm like, yeah, you did say that. She's like, so what you thought was going to happen? You thought you was going to keep on having your way in this park and nothing was going to happen? I'm like, all right, so what are you saying now? I mean, how you going to tell your mom? It's like, so what? You want me to tell my mother by myself? I ain't make this baby by myself. I'm like, look, I ain't nobody saying I want you to tell her by yourself, but I mean, it's like, David, she doesn't even know we're dating. So it's going to be literally impossible to tell her something like this. I'm like, okay. She's like, my damn aunt Kylie Jenner doesn't even know we're even doing anything. So how the hell am I going to keep this from them? I'm like, I mean, there is ways that you can keep this from them. It's like, okay, tell me your damn theories, David. I would like to hear some of your ideas. Why don't you tell me? I'm like, I mean, I could make your stomach invisible. It's like, what do you mean invisible? I'm like, I can make it invisible where your stomach would look normal, but you would be the only one that would see your stomach looking big and me. And then when the baby comes, it would just be an invisible baby. It's like, well, wait a minute. Will they hear it like cry or anything? I'm like, not really. No. It's like that no, I don't want to do that to the baby because when it get older, it's gonna look like ain't nobody gonna be able to see the baby. I'm like, yes, they will. Your family just won't be able to see the baby. Everybody else will be able to see it, but not your family, like your mom and stuff. It's like, no. I don't want that. I'm like, you sure? It's like, because, David, I want my baby to interact with the family, with the, cousins and stuff, aunties and all that stuff. I want that to be that, even if it is a little fucking weird. I'm like, so what are you gonna do? It's like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to tell her, like that we are, having sex and stuff. I mean, I guess I'll just be, no, I can't be honest with Kylie. I mean, she'll flip her shit if she finds out this shit. I mean, you see how she act, like she hardly wants us to hang around each other. I mean, she finds out that you've been doing stuff to me sexually, she's definitely gonna be like, oh, she can't come over here no more. Shit. David, we are in some shit right now. I'm like, what you mean? I ain't in shit. She's like, David, I did not get myself pregnant, so you're not in this with me. I'm like, I mean, I'm in it with you, Northwest, but I'm just saying, I ain't in shit. Like, I can live my life. It's like, oh, you can live your life, but what about me? I'm like, what you mean? It's like, you saying you can live your life, but I'm saying, like, what happens to me? I'm like, you still live your life. It's like, David, I can't live my life knowing I'm pregnant. David, first of all, I can't tell no damn body. So first of all, I'm stuck. I'm like, you're not stuck. I mean, you just think you are. It's like, okay, David, you keep on coming up with this damn philosophy. Why don't you tell me your brilliant idea to figure this shit out? I mean, you are a genius, right? I'm like, I ain't no damn genius. Like, David, if you ain't normal, you gotta be something. I'm like, look, I got it. You just gonna have to tell your mother. She's like, tell her what? The truth? Because if that's your only solution, I'm not doing this shit. I'm like, look, that's the only thing, that's the only way that I see it. She's like, David, if that's your only solution, I'm not doing it. I'm like, look, that's the only way that I know how. It's like, David, and let's say that I took your fucking advice. Let's say that I actually took it, baby. If I took it, you know what would have happened? I'm like, what? She like, first thing, she was shit. Wait a minute. This won't be as bad as I think. I'm like, why? She was like, because if she finds out that we have been dating and that you've been smashing me, she gonna send me off to my father's. And my father, I mean, yeah, he'll be mad, but he would not act like Kim, my mom, or Kylie. I mean, this won't be as bad as I think. I'm like, so she's like, and I always wanted to live with my father. So, I mean, it's kind of a win-win. I'm like, so what you mean? She's like, I mean that I'm just going to tell my damn mother the truth. I know what she going to do. Instead of punishing me, she going to ship me off to my father's. And that's all I wanted. I always wanted to live with my father. You know what, David? You might be a genius after all. I'm like, what that means? Like, because that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tell her the truth. I'm like, you are? It's like, yep, I'm not going to tell her right now. I'm like, wait a minute. When you say, I'm obviously in my early stage. I'm going to just wait when I start to show a little bit, when my stomach starts sitting out there. Then I'm going to just tell her. But right now, I don't got to say anything. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to keep it quiet for a long time, for a couple of months. And then I'm going to finally just tell her. I'm like, you just going to tell her? It's like, yeah, I'm going to just get the courage and just tell her. But I know it's not going to be as bad as I think, because the only thing she going to do is tell me that I got to go to my father. She going to be like, you moving in with your father. And that's all I want in any damn way. She giving me what I want. So I'm like, so you going to let her? She's like, David, that's the only punishment she thinks she going to give me, sending me off to my father. Like, yeah, he going to know about it, but he ain't going to do anything about it. Like, yeah, he going to know, but he ain't going to say nothing. Like, I already know my father. Yeah, he going to give me a little lecture or whatever, but he not going to say any damn thing after that. He not even going to judge me, because I know my dad. So I don't care if my mother disclaims me after this. Like, whatever. Because I ain't never want to fill them damn shoes anyway of being the next Kim Kardashian or the next whatever. I ain't never want to fill them damn shoes. So I love living with my father. So they would be doing me an actual damn favor. So She think I care about them damn gifts. My dad bought me all that stuff. I'm like, your father say, yeah, my father bought me all that stuff and then some. I don't need that